Hi Taurus, and welcome to your July reading. I hope everybody's doing really well, and I can't wait to see what information's coming through for your sign this month. As I was meditating on your sign and selecting the cards, I got a download for you, and it basically was, this is your opportunity in July to turn over a new leaf, to have a fresh start. Turning over a new leaf literally means sort of like going a little deeper in whatever the situation is at the moment. So if you're in a relationship and you're feeling stuck, or you're feeling like you don't know where the other person's coming from, this is about giving it one more chance before like walking away or letting things go. If you're trying to negotiate a contract, it's about not giving up on really trying to ask for what you need, but maybe asking for it in a different way, or going a little deeper and seeing if what you're asking for was already covered in the contract. So a lot of times this is about lifting up something that is in a latent or a sort of hidden perspective, and it's all about you giving it one more look, one more examination, either your feelings, the situation, a contract, or even a conversation with someone. It's going to reveal something that will provide a new way of moving forward. So through your investigative and your open-mindedness, investigative techniques and open-mindedness, you're going to get that fresh start, and you're going to do it without having to walk away or let go of whatever contractual agreement you've made. So I feel like this month can be a win-win, especially when it comes to resolving conflicts, to getting quote-unquote unstuck from a situation that's not working, and then also to just sort of understanding things that maybe previously have eluded you and have kind of confounded you. And so this month, through introspection and through investigation, you're going to be able to resolve it. All right, let's shuffle the deck. And for everybody that's brand new, we just went through the channeled information. We're going to go ahead and look at a Celtic cross here in the moment, and then I will expand the forecast to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. For all the returning folks, I just want to say thank you. We'll do a little bit more of that at the end, but I really do appreciate your support from month to month. So I'm going to pull 10 cards here, and then afterwards I'm going to select an additional card, which I call a catalyst. And for me, the catalyst is what kicks off the month, what connects everything together. And whenever you're sort of feeling unsure, uncertain about what to move forward with, it's good to go back, listen to the video, and look at the catalyst card, because it'll give you that insight that you need. So no pressure on the catalyst card with all of that, but let's take a look and see what it says. And we have this interpretation card, which I love. Two things that are cool. It does say palmistry. So what I'm looking at with this, it's not so much about the divination of palmistry. This is actually about hands-on. So this is a month where when it comes to those sort of conflict resolution or contract negotiation or relationship redefining, all of that stuff, this is about like rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands dirty, being a participant, not waiting, not expecting. I say a lot of that, but it's very true right now. There's a shift coming in the energy, and it's there if you're willing to sort of work and move with it. If you wait or you're too sedentary, the energy passes you by. So this month, use your own healing hands to shift the perspective and shift the reality. The smaller word is the more powerful one here, and it says interpretation. And if we look at that plus what we were talking about here, turning over a new leaf, and then interpretation, hands-on approach towards that, that really does give you that cohesive message that hopefully you need for this month, okay? Let's take a closer look at all of the cards now. At the center here, we have the Six of Cups here. And when I'm looking at this particular Six of Cups, what I see here is that if you're willing to put energy into your relationships, there's going to be fruitful and beneficial end results. So this is a very good month to, if there's anybody that you haven't kept in touch with, if your boss or your coworkers have been asking for more from you, like give a little bit more this month. You're going to have a very positive experience working in groups, basically. And turn on your charm, because the Six of Cups card, usually you see children in it. There's kind of a playful, light vibe to it. So I want you to approach your relationships with a smile this month if you can. It's not always easy. I recently had an interaction with someone who I didn't want to smile, and then when I saw them or when I was around them, but the weird thing was unexpectedly, I was walking and I saw them and I smiled, and it changed the energy in both of us. And I think it's so important sometimes to realize how much you might be holding on, how much they might be holding on. And because this month is one that reacts based on your energy, if you make the decision, it's over and I'm fine and we're fine and things are good, it shifts. So be the stronger person this month and shift, and then put your energy into basically improving relationships, and that's going to be beneficial. So when it comes to, are you going to get everything you want this month? Not necessarily. What I think it's going to be is a month of making great strides. Some of you, I can sense frustration, wanting to be noticed, wanting for people to sort of like see you as the leader or see you as the one that's getting stuff done. The important thing is just not to let anything go. This card is about multitasking, about keeping up with everything, not being afraid to ask for help, but understanding that you're probably going to be in the thick of work this month. And so the positive accolades and praise is probably going to come in 1 month's time. So just work hard, keep up those relationships and networking if you're working, and that's what's going to lead to ultimately to success. When I look at what's been giving you assistance from the past, we have the Strength card here. So couple of things to keep in mind. The first is it feels like you're entering the month on a strong note, either strong will, strong body, or a lot of opportunities that are working favorably for you. So if you're feeling a little frustrated, I want you to kind of ground yourself and think, wow, there's been a lot of months where it's been much, much worse. Even though it's challenging right now, I have the strength, the fortitude, and the connections to make this happen and get it done. And as we're looking at your energy coming just at the very beginning of the month, it's very positive. We have 3 of Wands, and that shows me motion, forward moving momentum and motion. And what you're looking for is already starting to manifest. I said it won't happen overnight, but this is a card of eventually what you want manifesting and happening. So just keep up with the hard work. Emotionally, I think the most challenging thing for you this month is you might feel overwhelmed. Whenever I have the King of Cups in reverse, it's a general note to be kind to yourself, to be kind to others, and to try, if you're not feeling joyful or if you're feeling frustrated, that's when I want you to avoid conversations. They could end up in arguments otherwise, and there is potential for a breakup this month for some of you. And so what you want to do prior to the breakup, we have the Sun card here, which shows that it can be resolved, is try your hardest to think, is this worth what I'm going to lose by sort of saying this? So if there's an argument brewing within you, think twice before letting the words come out. But if on the flip side of this, it's something that you've been holding back for a long time and you have to speak your truth, and this could be how you shift out of your stagnancy, then that actually is a good change for you. But a couple of things that will help you decide what works for you. We have King of Vessels reverse, we have the 10 of Cups reverse as well, and the 3 of Swords here. So what I'm seeing here is, again, probably one major relationship on thin ice, and it's going to take cooperation from both. We have the 2 of Wands here. So if the other person's willing to work, that's your signal that it's worth salvaging. If they give up or they walk away, then we have here the 7 of Pentacles, which is really saying focus on your own recovery. Focus on investing your time and your energy into something that's actually going to lead to a fortuitous outcome. So you're going to be able to sort of take a look and see what's reciprocated. Remember my story about having a friend and just smiling, and I was distracted. I wasn't even thinking about it, but it changed and improved everything. So try to smile, try to meet them with optimism, and if they meet you with the same optimism, you've already shifted the perspective. You have that new leaf that we're talking about. But if they scoff, if they roll their eyes, or if they don't work with you, then you also have an indication that it's okay. You don't have to work with energy that's negative. You want to bless it, release it, and move on. If it's not going to, basically, you have a choice when you're with someone else. If you're in a slightly higher frequency than them, you can either lower to their frequency, you can try to raise them to your frequency, or you can go your separate ways. And a lot of times this is something that happens without us even thinking. It's a very sort of subtle and natural thing. But it doesn't always happen that quickly, and it doesn't always happen that subtly. So that's why I'm giving you a couple of indicators. If you feel like there's a situation, and even if it's not a relationship, this can be a job situation. It could be even like where you're living. So if you're having difficulties with your manager or your apartment owner or whatever it is, and you just can't sort of sort it out, you know that if you gave it your best shot, then it's probably a good month to shift focus, shift energy. Remember though, for some of those conflict or contract issues, look a little deeper, because you might have something that's going to help you. You could put it in like black and white and say, hey, we've got this covered. All right, let's expand the forecast and look and see what's happening with health this month. I always like to remind folks that health includes your mind, your body, and your spirit. A lot of times in Western medicine and just the Western world, we think a lot about it's one or the other. So we have crown chakra here with health. This is speaking everything about your head this month. It's reverse. So some of you may be experiencing migraines, headaches, tension headaches, maybe even just from the neck and the spine here. So one thing I want you to be very mindful of is if you're sleeping, do you have a good pillow? If you're very stressed from your day, are you meditating? Are you trying to shift the mental channel so that you're not pulling that into your sleep? And then the other thing is, with the reversal of this, it's saying if you put more time into your meditation, you're going to get that clarity that you want. You're going to tap into your own intuition. You're going to get out of other people's heads and back into your own. So health-wise, it's really about paying attention to how you're feeling emotionally and cognitively. For any of you that have a history of either depression or illnesses that can affect like strokes or blood pressure here, that's another thing that you want to look at. So focus being on your mind, and also anything affecting your basically your cranium or the above the chin. So I want you to just pay special attention to that, especially if you're feeling any pressure. So this can also affect eye health. So if it's been a long time since you've had an eye exam, a physical exam, or again, if you're just feeling like you need to talk to someone because the pressure is not so much of a blood pressure type, but really about work, I want you to try to alleviate the pressure this month. All right, let's take a look now at wealth, and we'll be using this lovely Ganesha deck here for that to see how we can welcome in prosperity and overcome any sort of boundaries when it comes to abundance, since that's what Ganesha is really great at. So this month, when it comes to wealth, a couple things that I'm seeing with this as well. Spiritual practice, meaning I want you to act in a way that is kind to yourself and others when it comes to money and agreements. So a lot of times when we think of like corporations or businesses, they're not always acting from sort of a magnanimous point of view. They're really trying to do what's best for them. So I want you to take care of yourself, but think about what else you can do for others, because the spiritual practice is about moving beyond the material. And it's also a general note saying that really want you to think through major purchases this month, and do you need it is the question you want to sort of put out there. I think that's enough for that one. So let's take a look now at your love card. Love being all relationships, but typically we're looking at romantic, but let's see what the card says and we'll be able to place it based on that. So your love card this month is about staying grounded. And if you're feeling like you don't have, if you're just like out of sorts, this is about trying to find a place that's safe for yourself. So make your workspace safe, make your home safe, make it comfy. And this is also a universal mother card. So for anyone in your life that fits that maternal role, it could be an aunt, it could be a sister, it could be your mother. It could also just be mothering yourself and taking care of yourself. But I want you to tap into maternal energy this month and love yourself, love your mother, and also take time, if you're feeling completely grounded and supported, to possibly give some of that nurturing energy to others. So don't get stuck on this if you're a guy. It can be paternal energy as well. But the maternal side, the feminine side, is about nurturing and encouraging and allowing for growth to happen. So just tap into that energy, possibly with your children, with your best friends, with your lover. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine. So this is a month to celebrate the divine feminine. Now let's take a look at the Destiny card. I always love to see this one because this is the one that sort of, it's our reality check. It's looking at the GPS and saying, are we comfortable with where we're at? And the Destiny one this month, a beautiful card. This one will be equated with the Fool, but it's a great word instead of the Fool. It's Starseed. And for the Starseed, it's a reminder for all of us that that is basically what we come from. We have this divine, we're all basically created from stardust. And so we have this ability to, you think of stars, they can pull anything that they want into their trajectory, and not into their trajectory, but into their orbit, to orbit them basically. So when it comes to things that you're looking for in your life, a certain pinnacle of success with your career, a certain type of relationship that you want to call in, a different version of your body if you're trying to sort of create a new exercise routine so you can be stronger and healthier or whatever. This is about your reality begins with the idea that this is going to happen. Not that this can happen, but that I am making this happen. So I want you to connect with that magical I am and put in the blank what it is. I am creating this, 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 this. This is coming into fruition. And then in your meditation, I really want you to start to see it come to life and come to light. So the Starseed card is saying that if you're willing to believe yourself, others will be too. Okay? So let's combine all of the messages for this month and review. Channeled information was turning over a new leaf, fresh start. So looking at something from a different perspective before walking away. Also waiting to see what people, what situations, what life is going to do when you give it the benefit of the doubt. And if it changes, then you've done something magical and everything's working. And if it doesn't, it's a sign that this is a dead end. Let's look around and let's try a different point of view. It's going to be a month where you need to be hands-on, and your interpretation of events are going to be very, very key. If you take all of the stimuli around you and think, oh, you know what, nothing's going right, the world's against me, then that interpretation becomes a reality. If you think to yourself, there's been a lot of challenges, they haven't made me happy, but I'm going to learn from them and move forward, that is a different interpretation and it creates a different reality. Hands-on, saying you need to make the changes. So if you want something, work for it. If you don't want something, stop putting the energy into it. Pull the camera down so you can see these cards as I go through it. The center card showing all types of relationships are going to benefit from the energy that you put into them this month. You're going to be very busy. Stay on track. Stay focused. You already have sort of the knowledge and support to make this happen. I see good things on the horizon for you. The thing that's going to possibly pull you off path is emotional state, maybe some friends and family that might be asking for too much with the Ten of Cups in reverse. But it's a good time for planning. That's really what the Starseed card was saying, and so is the Two of Wands. Seven of Pentacles saying that recovery is possible. Recovery in health, recovery in finances, and it's also saying by letting go of certain things and by putting more energy into others, that's how you're going to see an improvement in wealth and in time management and resources. For many of you, this Three of Swords and King of Cups in reverse is probably going to result in a relationship ending, but remember that there's a lot of opportunity to go back and mend later if you'd like. Crown chakra, pay special attention to the health of your like your blood pressure, your brain health, your mind, but anything that could be affecting your crown chakra, the top of your head. If there's any pains or pressure in your head, behind your eyes, etc., take care of it this month. On the upside of all of that, any energy that you put into meditation and positive thought is basically going to be broadcast out there like a mega satellite, so do it. Shift your perspective to the positive this month. Be kind to others in business and in money. It will come back to you in a positive way. And if you're not feeling like whatever you're doing for a living is fitting that mold, this is a chance to think, is this what I want? connect with divine feminine energy this month in your relationships. Honor your mother, honor the earth, honor yourself. That really is the divine feminine energy. And then help others as well. It's a selfless energy. Mothers create, mothers encourage, and we all have that capacity within us, irrespective of which gender we associate with, if either, because we're moving away from that, which is great. One day this is not going to be so important if you're male, female, gay, straight, whatever ethnicity. They're just labels. These are just physical vehicles for a spiritual body or a spiritual energy. So be open-minded with that. The last card, getting to that divine purpose that I'm talking about, the star seed, is saying you are unstoppable. Maybe you don't hear that much, so I want you to know this. Like, if you believe in yourself, you can do whatever you want. And there are plenty of examples of celebrities and politicians that push out their energy, and because they believe in themselves, others do. So you know it works. So I want you to start to believe in yourself enough that other people can also see you as lovable, successful, and worthy. Okay? I hope this helped you, and if you ever want to go a little bit deeper or more personal into your own life, I do offer personalized readings, and there's a link at the end of the video and also in the description below, so you can book or find out more information. Also, if you just like to stay in touch, there's a few ways you can do that. The easiest way to do it is just to excuse me, to hit the subscribe button here, and there's also a little bell. The bell will opt you into emails. The subscribe will just let you see the videos when you log into YouTube. I also have a newsletter for those of you that don't really want to mess around with YouTube or Google, and the newsletter comes out once a month, and I respect your privacy on that. So if you'd like to do that, there'll be a link underneath in the description as well. And I'm also very active on social media, so Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are a great way to sort of be informed whenever I put a new video out. With all of that being said, one new thing that's coming through this month, and I'd love to know if you like it, so keep me posted, but after probably a couple of years of requests, I'm going to do this on a trial basis, and it really is contingent on my schedule, but for this month, I'm going to do weekly videos that'll be focusing on the energy happening for each week. So keep an eye out for those in addition to the monthly. Can't promise that I'll always do them, but I'm going to give it a try and see how it works and see if they're popular. Last and most importantly, I just want to say thank you for all of you. You guys make this possible, and I appreciate your support. If you'd like to give back a little bit, there's also a link for donations as well. Otherwise, take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic July, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye. Much love and light to you.